Okay. Testing 1, 2. Yep, seems okay. Testing 1, 2. Yeah, that'll work. All right. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's see. What can I adjust here? What's up, everybody? It is super early in the morning. I am broadcasting some Grand Theft Auto 5 on my PlayStation 5. I'm just hanging out. I thought it would be fun to kind of just jump on here and hang out for a bit, chit-chat about a few things. Not really, no specific like agenda or anything like that. Just hanging out. Trying to figure out why I can't pull this up on my app, because I'm gonna need to do that. I gotta adjust a couple things, but I can't seem to pull it up. Very strange. Alright. Well, if you're watching and you want to chit chat, feel free to do so. Pretty much talk about whatever you want. I don't really have very many rules. Just not try to get any weird crap. You know what I mean? Hopefully you know what I mean. What's up, Eating Paste? How you doing? Good morning. I fell asleep in the afternoon yesterday and I woke up super early. So I was like, what the hell? I'll just stay up. So me and the cats hanging out here. I made me a big pot of coffee. Just chilling. Trying to set up a couple of things here before I get going on this. But for some reason I can't get it to come up on my YouTube Studio app. It's not finding my broadcast on that. It's finding it when I go to my channel, but for some reason it's not pulling it up on the app. That's weird. And I'm on my couch, so I do not feel like getting up and going over to mess with it. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'll just let it sit how it is. What do you think comes first? Switch 2 or GTA 6? Well, that's a good question. That's a really good question. What would come first? I don't know, man. I kind of feel like GTA 6 will come first. I think the Switch 2 might be a little further off than people think it is, or that they want to believe that it is. I think Nintendo's going to release new hardware before GTA 6, but I don't think it's going to be a Switch 2, and I think people are going to be upset because I think it's going to go the opposite direction from what people want. Like, it's going to be like a cheaper Switch. That's what I think. I think they'll have, like, because they do that every single time. Like, they did it for the 3DS. You know, they've done it for several consoles. The Wii U didn't stick around long enough for it to happen, but that's because the Wii U didn't do well. But they always release like some crap, cheap little model of whatever console it is before they move on to the next one. So I expect that's what I think is going to happen. There'll be a Switch. It won't be called a Switch Lite. They'll call it I don't know, something. It'll be like a cheaper Switch with like I don't know. It'll have like a crappier screen. It'll have, I don't know, something like a GBA micro. Yeah, you know what I'm thinking? Like You know what they'll do? This is what they'll do. They'll release a Switch Lite that docks. It'll be like a Switch Lite. It's all built in. It's all one thing, but it docks and displays on the TV. And that'll be like their final version of the Switch, like a cheap-ass final version of the Switch that everybody can buy that meets everybody's like needs. Because that, like a dockable Switch Lite would sort of be like the ultimate Switch for some people, you know what I mean? And for people looking for a budget item. So that's probably what they'll do. It'll probably just be like a Switch Lite that docks. That'll probably be what it is. And GTA 6, I don't know, man. I feel like that'll happen, maybe not next year, but maybe the next year. And the Switch 2, or I don't even think it'll be a Switch 2. I think it'll be some other thing completely. I think that's another couple years at least. I just don't see Nintendo's making way too much money off the Switch to move on to another console. They have to start hurting before they ever even consider moving on. That's just how they are. By the way, I'm playing Grand Theft Auto 5 in fidelity mode because I found out that earlier this year, this game got some upgrades for some of the effects, the drawing distance and the textures, and some upgrades to the reflections and shadows for the ray tracing effects. But it really only is noticeable if you play it in fidelity mode, which is 30 frames a second. And I gotta tell you, man, I don't care. Like, 60 frames looks great. I'm not saying it doesn't, but you get used to 30 frames a second, and like, it doesn't even take you but just a couple of minutes. Like, even if you've been playing 60 frames per second, you go back to 30 frames and it's perfectly fine. People that complain about 30 frames per second in a game, I'm sorry, but I just don't take you seriously. if you're like, I remember Dreamcast guy was talking about, he was saying something about how 30 frames per second was a slideshow, and I'm like, dude, like, that is some stupid ass shit right there. That is one of the worst takes I've ever heard. Because, yeah, 60 frames looks fantastic. 120 looks phenomenal. But, and especially for a game like this, or for, racing games, several different types of games, 30 frames per second is not only fine, but more than 30 frames per second is kind of unnecessary in a lot of cases. Now, I'm not saying it would be completely unnecessary in this case, because there is a really nice 60 frames per second mode here, but I have no problems with 30. What's up? It's Shadows. You playing PS5? Yes, this is PlayStation 5. This is fidelity mode, is what I was explaining. They added a little bit more to the fidelity mode to make it a better experience. Draw distance, some of the graphics are better, some of the ray tracing effects have gotten better. This just happened a few months ago. It happened this year. So I thought I would come back to it and play it in fidelity mode and just just try to appreciate it a little bit. And because I was playing this in the 60 frames per second ray trace mode, but I saw that some people did some breakdowns on the improvements that were made, and it's like, yeah, you can do that, and you can have that 60 frames per second experience, but you're going to miss out on these little improvements that they made, and it's pretty good improvements. Okay, let me see. Eating Pace says, I haven't really games at 144 frames per second outside of the Switch in a long time. What? Are you saying you haven't played games that were less than 144 frames per second other than the Switch in a long time? Good God, dude. My eyes actually hurt from, like, if a frame rate is too high, like 60 is cool. I love 60 frames per second. But once it gets into the 120s and 144 and all that, like I have a monitor that'll do 144, and if I play a game for any length of time, my eyes hurt. I don't know. I've tried to explain that to people in the past, and they're like, "Oh, whatever, you're lying." I'm like, "All right, whatever then. I won't even talk about it." Leo says 30 frames per second is bad when you're used to 60. It's fine if you're used to 30. I like the fact consoles got the options now. Yeah, it's pretty good. You know, I get used to 30 pretty quick, but then again, like I said, I also need to consider, you know, I'm older and I'm used to, you know, we played N64 and we played PlayStation and all this other stuff. So 3DO, Atari Jaguar. So 30 frames per second is not bad at all for me. Any pace, I'm fine with the Switch. 30 seems alien to me. Oh my God, this must seem like. Well, I'm sorry for afflicting you, eating paste. This must seem really bad. Sorry. Shadow says I have a PC with 444 hertz monitor. Leo says PC games really are actually moving away from 60. As well as PS5, some are. So I can say PS5 with GG5 on 60 is an upgrade compared to 30 on PS4. Yeah, so I can switch this. Like, this might be a good spot to kind of show you. I don't know how much of this is going to come across in a broadcast, because I don't know. You know, YouTube eats up the details on stuff, but we can take a quick look here. So this is 30 frames per second fidelity, and we can switch that, and we can go to, we'll do performance ray tracing mode. Oh yeah. So now we're at 60 frames per second. Obviously that's, oh, I don't know if it stays at a lock 60 at performance ray tracing, but it's pretty close to 60. It still looks really good. It actually does still look really good. So it's probably not, we'll stay at 60 for a while here. I gotta find a place with some reflection so we can really see what this difference is that they're talking about. Give me just a second, guys. I'll come back to the chat in just a minute. I'm trying to find a place where there's like a bunch of windows and we can check out the reflections. Maybe I can do this right here. I don't know if this is good enough using these cars. They're going to be... Yeah. I'll find a spot. Hang on. This might... Maybe this will be good. I don't know. Alright, so... You see the reflections on the car. It looks good. It doesn't look bad at all. All right, let me switch that over and let's take a look and see what that looks like. Oh yeah, you can see a lot more detail. It is obviously 30 frames per second now. Oh, but yeah, you can see my reflection in there and a lot more detail. Everything's a lot sharper. It's fidelity, like it says. But is this the better option? I don't know. I don't know. Alright, let's switch that back over. We'll just go to, let's see what performance looks like without the ray tracing. Ugh. Reflections aren't very good. I mean, it still looks good. It just, oh, the shadows are kind of. It's funny how you get used to certain things really quick, like we were just talking about with the frame rate. All right, I'll switch back to fidelity. Let me go back. Yeah, I mean it's very sharp. There's a lot of detail. Shadows are obviously way better, but yeah, it is 30 frames per second. So it's, I don't know, man. It's fun to try the different modes, you know, and like see how you feel about it. And depending on what you're doing in this game, you might want to switch it, you know, like if you're in certain areas or doing certain things, you might prefer a different option set. Oh, I gotta switch off of the first person mode. Where am I going? I don't even know where I'm going. Oh, I gotta take this little car. Absolutely. But first, let me catch up on the chat. Alright. I'm behind already, I'm sorry. Alright. Okay. I can say PS5, a GTA 5 on 60 is an upgrade compared to 30 on PS4. Yes. Leo says there really are PC gamers now that don't want to run anything below 90 frames per second with VRR and targeting over 100. Ugh. Well, everybody's different. Eating paste. Oh, I have absolutely moved away from 60. I play mostly competitive PC games, though. Yeah, I guess if you're doing it from a competitive point of view, you're going to want every frame you can get. Absolutely. If you're on PS5, then you can also do Fortnite 120. Well, my TV only does 60, so I can't do 120 on my TV. I'd have to hook up my PS5 to my monitor, and I'm not going to play over. I play my PS5 on my TV. Eating pace, you should try Fortnite 120. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, 120 hurts my eyes. Like, I can do it for about 15, 20 minutes, but then I don't know if it's the strain. My eyes are like constantly, I don't know what it is. I gave up trying to explain it to people. Leo says, I'm playing Roblox right now at 144 hertz. I'm pretty sure from the way it looks, it's cool. 60 mode is the best in performance ray tracing. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Performance ray tracing 60 is not too bad. All right. Fidelity is 4K 30. Yeah. I've changed my mind recently and gone fidelity for all games, including GTA 5. I want it looking the best. 30 is fine and easy to get used to. What's up, Specky? Well, like I said, it's different, I think, for different people. And for me, I can appreciate... It's like, I don't know. Would I prefer to have 60 frames per second? Yeah. But if that means that I lose fidelity and some of the stuff, then sometimes I think it's fun to go back to the 30 just to get the full experience, you know, as far as, you know, the detail. But maybe that's why Sony's there's been all that talk about supposedly a PS5 Pro, so they can have 60 with the fidelity stuff. I don't know. Seems ridiculous to me, but whatever. Shadows, with the best options for visuals and best gameplay performance. Yeah, I think you're right. Performance ray tracing has always been a good sweet spot. It's just that I was talking about like with the changes they did this year. From what I've been able to see, the only way you can really see these changes is to play it in fidelity mode. But I don't even know if y'all are going to notice it at all with what YouTube does to the video. So who knows? 1440p 60 on both modes with only shadows enabled. Okay. 60 is great, but 1080p 144 hertz monitor can help. Yeah, that's true. Eating Pace, thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it. What's up, Vinny? How you doing? If you have HDMI 2.0 144 hertz monitor. Yeah, I don't. I have a 144 hertz monitor, but it's hooked up to my computer. My PS5 is in my living room on my TV. And we're doing 60 on this TV. Okay, yeah, we're in the smart car. Because we're smart. That's how that works. I don't know if you knew that. There's something I was going to talk about, and I'm trying to remember what it was. I can't remember. I'm like, don't forget, you want to talk about this thing, Cyrus? And I'm like, no, I don't remember what it was I was going to talk about. That always happens to me. I'm an old man. Dun-dun, dun-dun. I'm an old man. Doon, 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 doon. Here we go, into the city. You were born in the city. I'm driving. I'm a driver. This car is ridiculous. You ever know anybody that owns, or have you ever been in one of these little bitty smart cars? It seems like it would be really weird driving around in that. I had a driver instructor when I was in high school that would refer to little cars. He wasn't talking about smart cars because they didn't have them back then. It was some other little car. I can't remember what it was, but he referred to them as coffins with wheels. Oh, here's a motorcycle. We can do that. Get out of here. Yeah, now we're cooking. I'm gonna find me a spot to stop because I get behind on the chat super easy. My cats are looking at me like I'm insane, but they should be used to it by now. All right, we'll stop right here. We'll stop right here. Okay, back to the chat. Shadow says, and you can benefit from all the options. PS5, by the way, there's 120 hertz 4K TVs. Yeah, I'm not buying another TV. I'm using this TV till it dies. I don't need 120 hertz TV. Even 60 hertz 4K TV, you have HDR. Yeah. Leo says, my daughter got a smart 4.2. I rode once. It wasn't that strange. Yeah, seems like it would be to me, but I'm a big dude. I'm a big man. I'm a big man. I would probably, if my daughter got one of those little, my daughter did have a Nissan Versa for a while. It was pretty small, but it wasn't nearly as small as those smart cars. And I can tell you that was kind of uncomfortable. So I can only imagine if I tried to get in one of those. Oh, oof, oof. Never been in a smart car, but a motorbike isn't better. I didn't say that it was. PS5 is on my 1080p 60 hertz TV, but still looks good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Okay, let's switch off. Let's go back to that performance ray tracing, because I think that's probably the sweet spot anyway. Even though they did make these changes, I still like performance ray tracing because it's still got a lot of the benefit. It's not as sharp. I mean, obviously you can see those shadows took a major hit there. I don't know how well you can tell that, but the detail is a lot lower, but it's still got a lot of the shadows and effects, and it still looks pretty good, and it's 60 hertz. And I think I'm only actually broadcasting this at 30 frames per second though, so it's probably not even going to be something you're going to see. Oh well. Oh well. What the hell was I going to talk about? There's something I was going to talk about, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, I was going to talk about one thing I was going to talk about was my magazine. I've been working on it quite a bit. The 3rd issue. I finished the front and the back cover and the structure for the different chapters. I got a whole bunch of photographs from gameplay and various different hardware and all kinds of stuff put together. I've been writing articles. So it took me a while to figure out how I was going to approach this issue because it's about the TurboGrafx and PC Engine and that whole family of consoles and everything. So I knew it was going to be a lot. This issue's a lot. There's a lot going on. But I was like, man, how do I want to address this? Because one thing I don't want to do in my magazine, and I've been trying to not do, it's easy to get caught in this, let me kind of explain what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to avoid making it like some sort of historical, it's the story of NEC and TurboGrafx and Turbo Technologies and Hudson Soft. It's historical, like, hey, this happened, then this happened, then this next thing happened, and that happened, and it caused this to happen, and this is what the history is, and I don't know if you knew, but here's this thing. So I'm trying not to do that. There has to be some amount of explaining stuff as far as what happened, I guess. But really, the focus of the magazine is not to be like a history lesson. It's supposed to be like, hey, here's this thing that I love. Let me show you why I love it. And here's a bunch of cool stuff about it. And that's what it's supposed to be. So it took a while for me to kind of figure out my structure for how I wanted this issue to be, because I'm like, holy crap. It's super easy to fall into that cadence of being like, this thing, that thing, then the next thing, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I'm working on it. I've been working on it a lot. I was off all week this week, so I've tried to work on it every day. There's been a couple of distracting things that have happened this week, but for the most part, I've been pretty focused on it. It's going pretty well. And that was not what I was that actually is not what I was trying to remember that I wanted to talk about. What's up, Luke? How you doing? Can you get hot coffee in this game? Well, so you could do better than hot coffee in this game. You have to go to the strip club, and then there's some girls you can pick up around. So there are some things you can do. good to see you up, Luke. How you doing? Yeah, what was the other thing I was going to talk about? I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I can't remember. I should have broadcasted this at 60 frames per second instead of 30, but it is what it is. Yeah, I guess if I'm broadcasting at 30, I might as well just be in fidelity mode. That seems like that makes sense, right? Yeah. Everything's a lot sharper in fidelity mode for sure. And those reflections are the other thing. But, you know, there's not that many places you actually see reflections in this game. Like, you have to be in specific spots. Or looking for it, you know, on the cars and stuff. I'm going to park here for a second. You've never played GTA 5? What? Wow. How did you avoid playing GTA 5 for this many years? It's only 30 frames per second. Talk to you later. Can't watch this nonsense. I understand. Looks great to me, but I don't play this style of game. Mostly fighting games. Yeah. Some good fighting games out there. Although, there's been a lot of controversy about fighting games lately, because I haven't played most of the modern ones, like Street Fighter 6. I've heard a lot of people complaining because I guess they've changed a lot of the way the game actually plays, and it's not like it used to be. I did play that new Samurai Showdown. It came out maybe a year ago, a couple years ago, whenever it was. I played through the campaign with the what's his name, the main guy. I can't remember his name, and it was actually really good. I would recommend that Samurai Showdown if you like Samurai Showdown games and you're concerned, like, is the new Samurai Showdown going to feel like a Samurai Showdown? Like, is it going to have the same feel? And yeah, it actually does. It's very good. The graphics are good. The gameplay is good. I liked it a lot. I'll probably play it more. I'll probably have to do a video or stream on it or something. It's pretty good. I bought that, not the new Mortal Kombat, but the one that Mortal Kombat 11, I guess. Played that a little bit. It was pretty good. I haven't played, obviously, the new one. I'm behind on pretty much every fighting game at this point. Whether, you know, Tekken, King of Fighters, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, pretty much all of them, right? It's a pretty sunset. Let's sit here and watch the water for a minute. Luke says, I never played GTA games. Oh, wow. Well, you know, everybody likes different stuff. Vinny says, that newish Samurai Show is quite expensive. Oh, I got it. Yeah, I got it digitally. I didn't buy it physically. It's good. It's a good game. I really have been enjoying that ColecoVision, Luke. Very happy that you inspired me to go down that route and get a ColecoVision. It's interesting because there are some games that require that super game module, and the ColecoVision emulator that's in RetroArch, as far as I can tell, does not seem to support the super game module games. Now, I know that there are emulators that do support the super game module stuff, but as far as I can tell, the one that is built into RetroArch, the one that you can get a core from that you just download, that one doesn't do it. I tried to figure out if there was a way to enable it in that emulator, but I can't find any way to do that. So, unfortunately, what that means is those 3 games that my Atari Max cartridge does not support, as far as ROMs are concerned, those 3 games, I guess, I'm either going to have to play on a different emulator that's not in RetroArch, or I'm going to have to buy the cartridges if I want to play them on my ColecoVision, which is not a problem. Actually, I wouldn't mind buying those 3 just to have those 3, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy all of them. I know what I've seen of all 3 of those look pretty good. It was like Black Onyx, Gradius, and there was one other one. I just can't remember what the other one is. But, yeah. Other than that, I have thoroughly enjoyed playing ColecoVision stuff. It's a console that has impressed me much more than I thought it would. It's been a pretty good experience so far, so thank you for that. Alright, let me catch up on the chat again. Vinny says the newish Samurai show is quite expensive. Luke says we have to quit inspiring each other. It gets expensive, it does. I'm easy to inspire, though. I get like talked into stuff fairly easily. Vinny says, did you change the time of day, or is it automatic? Oh, it changes on its own. Yeah, it goes from night to day, and it'll rain sometimes, and I think in the wintertime it'll snow in this game sometimes. Or maybe, I think so. I know it snowed. I know I played this game with snow on like a holiday. Maybe it's like it only does it on Christmas or something, and they make it snow. I don't know, but it does have different weather effects in this game. Luke says, I love playing my Coleco Flashback. Yeah, dude, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I sold some more stuff. I know, Luke, you know about this, but I sold my GameCube. I can emulate GameCube, and I can actually like hack my Wii U and play GameCube games on that, which I probably should do. I just haven't gotten around to it. So I was like, I don't think I need this anymore. I think it's time to sell the GameCube, so I let that one go too. It's funny because some people, whenever I sell something, I've had people be like upset with me about it because they'd be like, oh, you're a reseller. And I'm like, dude, I owned my GameCube since it came out. Does that make you a reseller if you sell something that you've owned for 20 years? I mean, what? Everybody's so outraged. Everybody's looking for some reason to be upset and outraged about something. It's so weird. I don't know. Luke says, I think Pepper 2 is a better maze game than Pac-Man. Oh, wow, okay. I will have to check that out. All of the hacks, yes. All of them. Not everyone is outraged. Well, that's true. Not everyone. Forgive me for misstating something. Factually speaking, you are correct. Not everyone is outraged. I have spread misinformation and lies once again. Oh, man. Everyone in this game is outraged, though. They're screaming at me. Good God Almighty, Jesus, holy crap. This man is absurd. Man, shut up. I'm just driving a motorcycle on the sidewalk. It's no big deal. Nobody's getting hurt. We're all having a good time. I'm outraged that they're not outraged. Well, I'm outraged that you're outraged that they're not outraged, sir. Sir, sir, I'll have you know, sir. Can I speak to your manager, sir? Sir. Excuse me, sir. My cat, Jon Snow, is staring at me like, are you upset? Like, what is happening right now? Well, I like that car. Oh, that's a pretty car. It's red. Let me find a different one. What's this one? Oh, that one's nice. Hey, slow down. I'm trying to take one of your cars. I just want to do some window shopping first. That's pretty cool. Come on. Give me the car. I want a good one. I feel like I should have took one of those other ones, but I missed my opportunity. Oh, I like that one. That's like the car from like Carrie or whatever. Nah, these are all crappy cars. God dang it, I blew it. Wait. No. You can have that one. I don't like that one. That one's okay. Whoa. Oh, here's a good one. We'll take this one.
It's just a car, babe.
It's not just a car. It's my car. Oh, come on, turn on. There we go. Run. Ooh, there's a nice one. I like you. Let me see if I can snag this one. Get out of here. Get out of my car. This is my orange thing. Whatever the hell kind of car this is. Yeah. Oh, it's going too fast. No. I killed the bus driver. Oh! You messed up my freaking badass orange car. That was all his fault. I did nothing wrong. I'm innocent. No. Okay, I'm gonna park right here and I'll check the chat. Hope I'm not in anyone's way. If this is LA, they are really good drivers. It's not accurate. Yeah, this is not accurate at all. Yeah. Open this thing up a little bit. It's nice on the PS5. You get those vibrating triggers. I love vibrating triggers. Yeah. But do they vibrate at 120 hertz? Oh no. Speaking of hertz. Oh, that hurt. Look at all this blood I left. Oh no, I killed this dude. Well, hang on.
I'll look after you at home for real.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, I gotta turn around. It was like driving a boat. I did nothing. Cops are always harassing me. I did nothing. I did nothing to nobody. Never. I remember when I was young, I had these friends that were always getting into trouble with the cops. They're like, the cops are always harassing me. I'm like, that's because every time they stop you, you're doing something illegal. Like, maybe if you didn't, like, constantly do illegal shit, the cops wouldn't bother you. It's funny how that works. I ran in a lot of circles, a lot of different circles, growing up. Oh, crap. Oh, let me check the chat again. Checking the chat here, boss. It's not as nice as the Series X. That's true. It's nice, but it's not a Series X. It's true. Sometimes it's fun just to drive around and not really do anything in this game. One day I was doing a stream where I was like walking around. I wasn't getting in any vehicles or nothing. I was just walking around the city looking at things, trying to pay attention to the little details and stuff. Somebody got really mad at me for doing that. It was a strange night. Like, I guess he thought I was making fun of him or something. I don't know. It was a weird... People accuse you of weird things when you're on the internet and you do YouTube and you just try to hang out. Seems like the more I try to just do normal content where I'm just chilling and not bothering anybody and just doing whatever, the more people be like, what's really going on though? Is this... It's conspiracy theory time, you know? It's like, I don't know, guys, whatever. It's whatever. But I will say, for the most part, I've had a really good time on YouTube, especially this past year. It's been fun. It's been really good. And sometimes I like to do these streams where I have no point to anything. I'm just hanging out. Not even really trying to beat a game or do anything special in the game. I'm just chilling. Gotta pull over and take a look at nature for a minute. Evil has joined the chat. What is up, Evil? How are you, my friend? Guten Morgen, yes. Those trees are out of spec. You're mad right now, Luke? Sorry. Peyote. Yeah, there's some funny signs around if you see stuff. It's pretty funny. Martin Meyer. Martin says, morning, everyone. Wish I could watch. But at work, it's hard to read these things sometimes. Well, how you doing, Martin? How are you, my friend? Oh, that's what I was gonna talk about. Martin, I'm glad you showed up. I forgot. I couldn't remember what it was I was gonna talk about, and I'm so glad you showed up because now I remember. Good God. I need to apologize for going in pretty hard on this RGB Blaster thing for the Famicom. I did some videos because I was really upset about how everything went for me with the RGB Blaster. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's like this cartridge that you plug into a Famicom and it'll give you an RGB signal straight out of the cartridge slot. Oh, wow. And then you can plug your cartridges on top of it into the console. So anyway, I bought it so I could use it with my Sharp Twin Famicom. And I was told it would work. It didn't work. And the cartridge ended up having some issues. The USB port broke off of it the first day I had it, which was really unfortunate. And I could not get it to work on my system no matter what I tried. I tried all kinds of things, nothing worked. So anyway, I had sent emails and stuff to Crix and not really gotten any kind of decent response. He did respond to me, but what he told me was that it, quote unquote, the Sharp Twin cannot work with the RGB Blaster. Now this is after he had already told me it would work, and I was told by somebody else who's pretty well known for doing testing on this device that it would work, but it didn't work. And pretty much I was told that I should have done more research and checked into stuff and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. I tried to do as much research as I could, but I found the entire thing very confusing. I'll just say that. And so I talked a whole bunch of shit. I got really pissed off, and I made a couple of videos about it. So I wanted to update everybody on this. So as it turns out, the cartridge actually does work. It's not broken, other than the USB interface on it is broken. The cartridge works fine. A friend of mine offered to do some testing on this thing and was interested in buying it from me. And so I ended up, he ended up getting back to me telling me that it does work and showed me that it was working and everything and wanted to buy it from me, and so he bought it from me. So I don't have it anymore, but it was a weird situation. I still don't understand exactly what happened. It's funny because he tested it on a top loader Famicom, and then he also tested it on a Sharp Twin Famicom that's exactly the same model as the one that I have, and it worked for him on both of them. So I don't know. I guess I'm incredibly unlucky that I happen to get, my Sharp Twin. I don't know. It just wasn't compatible, or I don't know. But it didn't work. All I got out of it was a bunch of garbled graphics and like distorted nonsense, which I did show in one of my videos. But I'm glad somebody else got it, and I'm glad that it works and that they'll be able to get some use out of it and everything. I didn't get back what I paid for it, but it's broken. Like I said, the USB is broken on it, so I would have felt really weird asking for what I paid for it anyway. So it's fine. It is what it is. Lesson learned. That's the last time I'll be buying anything like that, for sure. Leo says, I'm pretty sure when Crick said it cannot work, he meant it can... Wait, what is he saying? That stupid heart on the bottom of the thing makes it hard to read these things sometimes. Okay. I'm pretty sure when Crick said it cannot work, he meant it can be that it doesn't work depending on what PPU you have. Yeah, I know. Crick's, whatever. It doesn't matter. I tried to communicate as best I could, and I don't know what I'm doing with that kind of stuff, and I didn't understand. I thought I understood. I thought I had asked the right questions, and I thought it was going to work for me. I didn't ask the right questions, and I was actually wrong when I thought I even knew what my PPU was. Somebody had told me that what I thought was my PPU was not the PPU. It was a different chip. So I didn't even know that. But it doesn't, what matters about it is not, it doesn't matter that, how it turned out for me personally. What matters is that I really did get upset and make a couple of videos. I don't know if I should have made those videos or not. I don't know if they were videos that were helpful for the situation. It was definitely, I vented quite a bit. I got a lot of my frustration out, but I had no idea, and it's funny because there's a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking that went on, about the whole situation, because as I kept asking for people to, like Cricks and Bob with Retro RGB and different people, I would ask for clarifications about things, and it's funny how you don't get clarifications about things until after you don't need them anymore. After you've, tried to do everything and it's been confusing and you don't really understand, and then people come in after the fact and be like, well, I don't understand why you didn't just do this, and I don't understand. Okay, appreciate that, but it is what it is. Leo, in other languages, cannot work means it can work or not work. Well, of course, that's what it would mean. Cannot work should mean can or cannot. That's... if I ever go to another country and I have to call into work because I'm sick, I'll be like, I cannot work today. Well, does that mean you might be able to come to work, or are you saying you can't come to work? No, I cannot work today. Oh, so you might be able to. No, I cannot work today, but you might be able to. That's interesting. With that kind of ambiguity, it shouldn't be any surprise that I had issues trying to figure out what the hell was going on with that damn RGB blaster. If you speak in a way that you're used to ambiguous language where things could mean this or that, depending on whatever, then it shouldn't be surprising that there would be a problem with clarity. But it is what it is, like I said. This game looks really nice. It's amazing how far this game has come since the original release back in the day. Oh, no. Alright. Oh, no, did I hit somebody else? Oh, wow, I didn't even... Okay, sorry about that. We're just going to drive off over here for a little ways. Enjoy nature for a minute. There we go. I did nothing. They can't prove nothing. Man, it seems like there'd be a lot of pollen in the air right now. Oof. Probably have really bad allergies. This game's not realistic. No one has allergies. Luke says, I pee on you. Oh, no. Hey, not right now, Luke. Save it for later. Leo says, if you ask my daughter, didn't you drink your milk? She'll answer, yes. She means she didn't drink the milk. Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that. That's funny. Vinny says, this time effect isn't accurate at all. No, it's not. These days, can you imagine if a day was over this fast? Man, it'd be easy to have a job. It'd be tough to have a job, too, because you'd have to be back at work pretty quick. Nurse Healer, hey, what's up? So you could call in, yes, I can work. But I shall not. Yes, that's good. Can you work? Technically, yes. Such a thing could happen. Will you be at work? Will I? Like, I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. Who could say what the future really holds for anyone? Are any of us ever really anywhere? Oh, there's that red car again. That's nice. Run. So yeah, I do kind of owe Crix an apology, I guess. Should I apologize? It's like, I was mad. I said, don't buy this thing because it doesn't work, and it actually did work. It just didn't work for me. I don't know. I'm conflicted about the whole thing. Like, how should I feel about it? Did I do... I don't know. I don't know how to, like... Because I'm like, did I do enough research? I thought I did. I didn't, because it didn't work, right? And then I got mad and I said, don't buy this because it doesn't work. And I was going by the responses that I got. He didn't ever give me any kind of information about how to return it or get a refund, even though I specifically asked for that. So I guess I don't owe him an apology because he never, like, did his due diligence to try to actually help me or help me get the thing returned. He just told me it didn't work, which was very interesting. Like, you would think if he wasn't going to give me any information about how to return it or get a refund, he would have been telling me that it did work and I shouldn't have to get a refund. But instead, what he told me was that it didn't work, or as Leo says, there's a possibility of it not working or working, however you wish to interpret that. I don't know. But then he didn't actually give me the information I would need to be able to do that return or get that refund. So what a confusing situation. Like, what I've learned is that when dealing with situations on the internet, that the facts of the situation are not really that important. If you're dealing with a situation where, like, for example, I have a problem, but there's a problem that exists between me and a popular personality on the internet, like Crix. The only thing that matters is he's very popular and I am not. And therefore, what I have to say is automatically going to be viewed as wrong or skeptical at the least. And people will figure out a way to validate that viewpoint based on the specifics that they choose to point out and choose to ignore, right? So that's why I just was like, whatever, who cares? I know there's no reason for me to, like, get to, it is what it is. He didn't want to help me, fine, whatever. I moved on. Luke says, how can you play this game? It's very unrealistic. I know. If it's not super realistic, then why bother playing it? You're absolutely correct. I only play games that seem like real life. Leo says, you actually said maybe he made it hard to know whether the thing works to sell more units. I guess he's in a hard situation. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, so I don't know. I did say that. Did I say that exactly? I definitely wondered that. Was it deliberately ambiguous because there was a problem? I mean, obviously there was a problem with it initially, because I saw that initially the retro RGB cables didn't even work with it. They had to do a bunch of testing, and there were multiple revisions to the firmware that had to be released to get the thing to even recognize those cables, which were advertised as working for it. Okay, it was advertised that those cables did work for it, and then they had to come back and say that they didn't work for it. So there were legitimate issues with the thing from the beginning. Very experimental type of concept. I don't think I've ever seen that particular kind of device before. So I don't know what his motivations are about anything. I've only had a couple of interactions with Crix ever. And I've bought a lot of products from Crix, and they've all worked fine except for this one. And I do know that this is probably, of all the ones that I've seen him release, of all the different things I've seen him release, this is probably the one thing that I've seen that seems to have had a lot of issues. So if it's working for the guy who bought it from me, that's really all I care about. He got a good deal, and he got something that works for him. And this was like a turning point for me from buying original hardware and buying these kinds of devices and realizing that, like, hey, I probably shouldn't be doing this. Regardless of what went on with Crix or what the actual device is or isn't, regardless of any of that, I shouldn't really be buying stuff that is going to require, like, whatever knowledge it was that I needed to have that I didn't have, and whatever skill set that I needed to have that I didn't have to make this device work. And apparently whatever console I needed to own to get it to work on as well. So it was a good wake-up call for me for buying these kinds of devices. I won't be doing that again. I won't, if it's something like that I'm not like positive is even going to work, I'm definitely not buying it. But I thought I was positive. I thought I had done, the research that I needed to do, but I didn't. I was wrong. I was gravely mistaken. So, yeah, pretty frustrating situation overall, but all's well that ends well, as they say, correct? That's what I hear. That's an expression. And it ended up being okay. I didn't get back all the money that I had put into it, but I did get back some of the money, and somebody else got the device and is able to use it, and it works fine for them. Except for it, the USB thing being broken, which I still don't know what that was about, and that wasn't even addressed at all, so we're just going to pretend like that didn't happen, I guess. But, it is what it is. I'm sure that it was completely something that I could have handled better, and something that I shouldn't have gotten mixed up with in the first place. I tend to get mixed up with things that don't go well. These new products, these new things being put out, whatever it might be. I tend to have a pretty bad track record of getting excited about something and throwing some money down and then it going badly. But it's all right. Okay. Let me get out of this car. Oh, that's a nice one.
You are looking totes delicious.
Hey, doggy. So here you can see the reflections. It's pretty good. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. I like it. Luke says, lesson to take from this, don't mess with anything that's related to anything retro. Oh boy. Oh boy. Why would that be the lesson? That seems to be a pretty good lesson if you think about it. I mean, I don't know if that's the lesson necessarily to take from this, but it seems like a pretty good idea. I mean, if you could like count up the positive things that have come from getting interested and vocal and involved in something that's appealing because of nostalgia, if you could count up the positive experiences that you've had with new endeavors along those lines, and weigh that against the negative, I don't know what the ratio of positive to negative would be, but at least for me, I can tell you, yeah, very little positive has come from getting involved or interested or excited about anything new retro. Now, old retro, like my ColecoVision and the different experiences I've had buying original hardware, that's a different story. But these new devices or new consoles or new whatever, yeah, probably not something I want to ever get mixed up with ever again. I think I've done my time. I've done my time. Especially, the thing is, you have to actually, it's like a personal kind of thing, because it's not the stuff itself necessarily that is the problem. It's my own personality and my own actions and reactions and things like that that's been a problem. And you have to know who you are. You have to know, a man has to know his limitations, as Clint Eastwood famously once said. My limitations are I get emotional and I get loud, and I'm not really good with technical analysis of things, at least as good as I would need to be able to turn some of those negative experiences into positive experiences. So yeah, for me, I know I'm kind of just being very vague about this sort of stuff, but yeah, I'm trying to avoid making, I don't even know why I'm talking about it at all, because there's no reason to. You guys know what I'm saying. It's best just to, there's certain things that I need to leave in the past and move forward from. Absolutely. And the RGB Blaster is definitely one of those things. I'll probably take down those videos that I had made about it, because I don't think it's very fair, even with what I went through and, feeling like I had done what I needed to do to the best of my ability. Even that, I don't think it's fair for me to leave those videos up, because the thing actually did work. I mean, it had an issue with the USB thing, but it actually did work. I just couldn't get it to work on anything that I tried to use it with. So that would probably be the right thing to do. I'll probably do that. Leo says, I have a Mister and I don't regret it. It probably saved me thousands of dollars. Yeah, I've heard pretty much nothing but great things about the Mister. That's probably something, well, I'm kind of like this little PC that I bought to do emulators on has been really good. I'm actually really satisfied with it. So I don't think I would probably try to invest in any other kind of device like a Mister or anything like that. But I've heard it's really good. Your flash carts didn't bring you joy, or the Super NT or Mega SG. Oh, did I say that? I don't remember saying that. I said that if you were to add up the positive versus the negative, I think that the negative would, based on my experiences that I had, would definitely outweigh what I've taken from that. But there were definitely some positive experiences that I had with the Mega SG and the Super NT. Of course, the Mega SG did have some negative stuff too. You know, thank God I didn't use that one cartridge, because they had to replace the Game Gear adapter cartridge, because the first one they sent me was actually damaging cartridges, like people's Game Gear cartridges. So they sent out an email and they're like, don't use that, we're sending you another one. And they did send me another one. So thankfully I avoided, another problem there. I got lucky with that one. So that's a positive. But yeah, no, I've enjoyed my flash carts. I've enjoyed like I said, I bought a lot of products from Crix, like my Turbo EverDrive, my EverDrive for my Genesis. There's several flash carts. The EverDrive for the NES. Never had problems like what I went through with that. So it is what it is. Yeah. Luke says, emotional and loud. I've never seen this side of you. Yeah, I think you have. I think you have. Now who's spreading lies and misinformation, Luke? How dare you? Don't defend me with your lies. I have a missus and she cost me a fortune. Well, I cannot comment on that topic. Yep. The one thing you have to be careful with on the internet is if you make a statement about something, you might have a particular perspective. You might have a particular point of view about something that leads you to a certain viewpoint and a certain interpretation of how things went and how you feel about things and stuff like that. But one thing you have to understand when you're doing things on the internet is that there's going to be a lot of different people with a lot of different interpretations of the exact same thing. And they have no problem explaining to you in the different ways that they're going to disagree with you about their interpretation of events or facts or both. So when that does happen, it's really, I think what I had a hard time years and years ago with was understanding that how to process that sort of conflict of interpretations. It took me a while to sort of figure out, like, oh, okay, let me back up and just slow down. And if I feel strongly about something and somebody disagrees with me about the way it went down or what happened or what even I believe or think, then it's good that people care. It's good that people care enough to give you a different take on things. And if somebody's willing to take the time to express that to you, it's probably a good idea to at least listen to what they have to say, even if like ultimately you might disagree in the end. At least understand that it's a good thing to have a dissenting perspective provided for you. Because, man, there's a lot of times that I have, put my foot in my mouth about something, and if I would have just listened to somebody else who had a different way of seeing something, it would have been very helpful, you know. It would have, but I think a lot of times I've been my own worst enemy about that sort of thing. So I've been trying to learn from that. Luke says, the thing is, everyone needs to be open to criticisms. Unfortunately, most of us can't take them, though, myself included. It's hard. It's hard when somebody confronts you about something. Especially, I think it's the hardest whenever there's some truth to what they have to say. Like if somebody confronts you about something and what they have to say is, maybe you don't agree with it, but you hear something about like some part of what they say and you're like, yeah, that's right. That part is correct. And it can really, you know, it's tough. When somebody holds up a mirror and you see yourself, sometimes that can be difficult. Leo says, what modern retro products gave you grief? Oh, I don't know, Leo. I don't know. I can't think of anything at all that gave me grief. A modern retro thing, something that hearkened to the past, that played on my love of certain nostalgic concepts, that ended up becoming an enormous fiasco and took years of aggravation and I can't think of anything like that. Why, whatever do you mean, sir? I have no idea. There have been certain things, we'll just say that. We'll just say that. Thankfully, I didn't get too deep into this thing that just happened a couple days ago, because I was interested when I heard about it, this Intellivision 3 thing. I'm really not going to talk about it very much. I don't really want to talk about it, but I'll just say, thankfully, I pretty much immediately was like, oh, slow down. Like, hit the brakes, back up, ask some questions, and then, okay, that's good enough. I'm out. And I got, you know, I didn't get like involved or too interested in that before that exploded. So that was good. That felt pretty good to like throw the hand grenade and see it blow up someplace else for once. That was pretty nice. I mean, I hate that it happened at all, but it is what it is. Luke says, Coleco, Atari, and Intellivision have all given grief over the past few years. At least Atari did release something now. Well, that's true, they did. Leo says, oh, well, if you're talking about that, then maybe it's negative. It is. It is negative. I'm not talking about it, though. I briefly mentioned it only to clarify my previous statement. There's nothing really to say about it. What a nightmare. Yeah, certain things are, you know, there's not really a positive way to discuss. There's not really something you're going to be able to, like, I don't even know. I'm just going to, let's talk about this game. Yes. Grand Theft Auto 5. This was on PS3 and Xbox 360 in 2013. You believe that? 2013. That was 10 years ago. How many times have you bought this game? Or have you ever bought this game? Not everybody has, but... So, I bought it on Xbox 360. I bought it on PlayStation 3. I bought it on PlayStation 4. I bought it on PC. Actually, I think I got it from... Did I buy it on PC, or was it part of the... I think it was a game I got for free on PC on one of those services. I think they were giving this game away at some point on PC. And then I bought the upgrade for PlayStation 5, which was like $10. So they've gotten their damn money. Thankfully, I'm not one of those people that has played the online version of this like a lot and poured money into that, because I know there's a lot of people that have like spent an enormous amount of money on the online version of this. I haven't done that. But I definitely will buy the next one as well, Grand Theft Auto 6. I just hope it's not too like filled with like microtransactions or something. I hope I know it's probably like a pipe dream, but I'm hopeful that when I buy it, it's not just going to be like, oh, you bought it and now you got to keep buying it over and over and over. Like, it's kind of frustrating. Leo says, I just try to do due diligence, and most stuff I buy is actually really good. Well, that's good. I'm glad that that's the case for you. What causes environment to rain in this game? I don't know. That is a good question. When this takes place in what is supposed to be like Los Angeles, so it doesn't rain much, but it does rain. I don't know. And you get like fog in this game too sometimes, I think. I haven't seen it rain in a while, actually. I like your car. I like your car. Why don't you take off your car? You ever seen, what was that movie? Coming to America? Cheech. That's a long time ago. Maybe it's not called Coming to America. What's it called? I don't know if you remember what movie I'm talking about. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. Blame it on the rain. Yeah, yeah. That was Milli Vanilli. Yeah, that was Milli Vanilli doing that song. Well, it wasn't really Milli Vanilli. It was the other guys who were actually singing. And then Milli Vanilli came out there and did the dancing. People forget what a big controversy that was. Those guys won like a whole bunch of Grammys. They won the album of the year or whatever. And it was like, uh-oh, we weren't supposed to be this successful. We were just trying to make a few bucks. And now we've won the Grammys, and they had to give their Grammys back, obviously. That one guy killed himself. I don't know if it was Milli or Vanilli, but one of them. They went through some shit. I will say this. I don't totally blame them, you know, Milli and Vanilli, or whatever they are, whoever they are. Because I know that their record labels and managers and stuff were like pushing that, you know. There's a lot of blame to go around. There usually is when there's like some kind of weird bullshit that goes on. There's usually plenty of blame to go around. Run, no, 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 no. Come on, guys. Get out from behind these slow-ass cars. Whoa. See if we can get to the freeway. Ouch. Ouch. There we go. Ooh. Oh boy. That sucks. Merp, merp. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the airport. Ouch. I beat this game on PC last year. It's the first time I ever beat it. It's pretty cool. It's a lot longer than I thought it was. I was pretty surprised how long it was. Alright, this is a dead end over here. Alright, let me check chat again. Back to the chat. Man, the reflections look really great in the game for being 10 years old. They spelled bullet wrong. Yeah. Yeah, this has got that upgrade to the ray tracing. I'm playing on fidelity mode. So the reflections are it's one of the main things they improved. If you go back and play this on like the Xbox 360 or PS3 and compare it to where it's at right now, it really is amazing the improvement that's been made, because yeah, the incremental upgrades have added up considerably. Oh boy, that was not good. Force feedback on the PS5 controller is so good. It's amazing how things feel so specific depending on what happens. Like, you know, hitting something, driving over something, all these kinds of things feel very unique. Like they don't feel, not the rumble is different is what I'm saying, you know. That force feedback has come a long way. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Wow. Hey, I made it to the freeway, though. There's Optimus Prime. Let's see if I can... I need your truck. Dude, I need your truck. Get back over here. Come on. Stop your truck. Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost. You've got the touch. You got the power. My cats are just staring at me. There we go. Get out of my way. Get down. You know what would be cool is if, like, they had, like, where you could, when you watch movies or something, and you're using your console to, like, watch movies or TV shows or something on, like, YouTube or whatever. What would be cool is if, like, they had, like, force feedback for the movies and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, car hits another car and it, like, shakes the controller, or somebody shoots their gun, shakes. That'd be pretty badass. I don't know how you'd do it, but there's probably a way. Yeah, I think I'll take those videos down. I don't think I need to leave them up. It's not really helping anybody or accomplishing anything. It's kind of a reminder. Sometimes I take videos down and it's like people don't understand why I take videos down. And I used to try to explain to, like, I used to actually try to explain things, like why I would think certain things or what my motivations were. And I think it's difficult for me to do that. Sometimes I can't really explain things. I kind of have to just make decisions sometimes. Not everybody's always going to understand everything. Street Fighter needs cars running. What? Street Fighter needs cars running around the city. Takes way too long, even with warp zones. Jon Snow just walks around thinking, what the fuck? All the time. He does. He probably does. I can neither confirm nor deny the thoughts of my cat. Look, so sometimes you muddy the water more when you try to explain. That's, you know what? That's true. That's very true. I don't like muddy water. It's gross and slimy, and it gets everywhere. All right, I gotta trade this vehicle in for something else. Remember that movie Maximum Overdrive, where the trucks went, like, came to life, and Emilio Estevez had to figure out how to get out of that gas station or whatever it was in? Yeah. I'll tell you that there's one scene, there's two scenes on that movie. They didn't make it under there. There's two scenes on that movie, Maximum Overdrive, that have stuck with me ever since I saw it when I was a kid. The one scene when the Coke machine kills that dude, where it like shoots the Cokes out super hard and kills that guy. And then when that little kid gets run over by the steamroller, and he's on his bike, and the steamroller runs up. Steamroller stuff is gross. It like, thinking about it, it's like, oh my God. So those are the two scenes from that movie that really stuck with me over all these years. That movie was crazy. It was crazy. Whoa! That was close. A little too close. Yeah, I don't think if there's any more like retro inspired consoles that come out, or strange retro devices that seem interesting, like, I don't think I'll be buying any of that stuff anymore. I've been selling a bunch of stuff and trying to pare back my collections of things. Just, consolidate down to what I actually will play and what I need as far as a gamer. You don't need anything, but you know what I mean? Like, stuff I actually want. So I think I will avoid all new, like, gaming devices that come out that are not, probably even most gaming devices, period, really, at this point. Like, I don't even know if I'd be interested in buying any more game consoles anymore, like new consoles, because I expect my current set of consoles to probably be, there has to be some reason, some big reason for me to get another console after these that I got. I just don't, I highly doubt that will happen. I think I'm on my way out as a gamer. I enjoy the retro stuff that I have, and I enjoy some of this modern stuff, but things are changing a lot, and you know, there are seasons for things. I was talking with Luke about this the other day. Sometimes you just gotta, you know, move into the next season. There's other things that I have interests in, and I will pursue those as time marches forward. So I'll enjoy these game consoles and, you know, the games I'm playing and the retro stuff, but as far as like investing in new things, yeah, I'm glad I canceled that Analog Duo, and you know, I'm glad I didn't get involved in this weird thing that just happened, and I will definitely try to just keep myself focused on the stuff I actually care about and want to be involved with. For show, for show. Word to the wise: avoid brown waters and golden showers. They're not what you think they are. This is a good quote. Luke 2023. All right, I'm going to wrap up here, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been fun. Sorry about just kind of droning on as long as I did, talking about nonsensical things and, you know, some stupid topics that I have gotten mixed up in. But I definitely appreciate y'all hanging out with me and having a good time. That's my slogan for president. I'll vote for you. You got my vote. Absolutely. I don't even care what your platform is. Good night or morning. Yes. Good norming. Good norming or more. Good might. Good might. I don't know. So Vinny, thanks for being here. Luke, I appreciate it. Leo, definitely enjoying our conversations. I appreciate that very much. Let's keep doing that. Nurse Healer, thank you for being here. Martin Meyer was here. Thank you so much, Martin. Absolutely. Love hanging out and talking with you. You've been, you know, a good friend to me. I appreciate that. Shadows. It's Shadows. Thank you, Shadows. It's Shadows. Eating Pace was here. Specky Horace, thank you for being here. Jeffrey Miller. Who else? Yeah, I don't know. If I missed you, sorry about that. J117, what's up, dude? So, yeah. Anyway, so thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. There'll definitely be more videos and stuff coming soon. I got a lot more work I got to do on things that are not on the channel. Magazine stuff, but I'm working on that. But anyway, you guys have fun, play your games, try to stay out of trouble, keep your nose clean. Don't take any wooden nickels. Don't pee in anyone's pool. Luke, I'm talking to you when I say that. If you mess up, just admit it and move on. I'm trying to do that. And yeah, that's about it. I know I'm somewhat boring as a person and as a host, so I definitely appreciate y'all for hanging in there and sticking through this with me. Not a lot going on this entire stream. It's just been driving around aimlessly doing nothing. That's not a Snickers. Oh, there you go. Nostalgia. All right. Y'all have fun. I'll see you guys later. Peace out, yo.